ton of stuff to do, and when hubby's done running the lawnmower, I'm gonna end up likely having to shut down. So this may be a short one, I don't know. Wanted to say hi and address some stuff that's been going on. Now, if you've paid attention to, if you paid any attention to Midnight's Edge, they talked about the fact that Gina Carano is being nominated by Lucasfilm to get an Emmy nomination. You can look at it either one or two ways. It could be a please come back. It could be a backhanded compliment. It could be just a meaningless gesture, if she did get nominated and she won. And, I'm, looking at this going, now, Drunk 3PO was on. Hey guys, hey Sin and Dave, hey everybody. Drunk 3PO was on. And he's basically acting like Gina's happy now, she's free, she gets to do what she wants. She will never go back, la la la. Only then he said he didn't ever talk to her about it. We know what the other rumors are, that Favreau stuck up for her, etc. When I look at this Emmy nomination, I think Jon Favreau did it with the blessing of Bob Iger. They want her back. And I'm going to say this. First off, people have to stop projecting their feelings onto her. We don't know. We know she got along great with the cast and crew of Mandalorian, that she really loves Jon Favreau. She loves Dave Filoni. She gets along great with Pedro Pascal, Carl Weathers, etc., etc. There's no reason for her not to go back. There are things that have to happen for this to occur. I would say the leaving of Kathleen Kennedy and the firing of Darth Hidalgo would facilitate a return of some sort of for Gina. But to poo-poo it completely, people are looking at it through their own eyes. And I'm looking at it as what's best for the franchise. And what would be best for the franchise is seeing her back. Okay? What is best for the franchise is seeing her back. All right? And this is why I think this Emmy thing is happening. Disney wants her back. She makes coin for them. And that's me being, I am absolutely being brutally honest here. It's all about money, okay? We just found out that NBC won't air the Golden Globes next year. Hollywood is getting the shit kicked out of it right now. Deservedly so. I'm going to say that right now. Deservedly so. Why? The Wokistanians from Wokistan have done so much harm to the film industry and the media as a whole, it can't be quantified. Okay? It's very hard for people who are out of work, who are yeah, it is. Yeah, Carl, it is. I would say that, when you're out of work or you're, having trouble paying the bills and both parents have to work, when you lost your job because the Keystone Pipeline was cut, the ravings of somebody like Sean Penn, etc., Mark Ruffalo, and others, and I'm just pulling names out of the air. You know, Patricia Arquette, who's batshit crazy and should be locked in a cage. Okay. They don't like being lectured to by people who don't have real lives. And, you know, it's been a long time since we've had actors who actually had real lives before, hey, Chris, before they became actors. Okay. And they understood that maybe talking about politics and telling everybody that they're bad is probably a bad idea. Okay. If you know any older hippies, and I'm not talking about the boomers, I'm talking about the ones that came before them, like the Robert Redford age, the Harrison Ford age, because he's not a boomer, he's a traditionalist. That's the generation. Robert Redford likes to talk about politics, but it's not in a way that makes you want to beat him senseless. Not like Barbara Streisand, not like Jane Fonda, not any of these people. I mean, Jane Fonda, I'm gonna tell you something. There's no more spoiled woman in the world than that bitch, than that creepy, old, vain, clacking slattern, which is what she is. And that's why they don't want to watch the Golden Globes. And that's why the Oscars lost half of its audience from last year, which was a dismal ratings. Okay? You've got people who are suffering in the country. They don't want to hear about your bullshit. Okay? The shit hits the fan. Most of these people will be fine. They have the money. They have the wherewithal to get away. Right? They have access to private jets and all the rest of that shit. The rest of us gotta live in it. The rest of us gotta survive. You know, and the biggest fuck you that the regular folks, and I mean folks all over the world, can give these prissy little, you know, big shot movie stars is not to watch their goddamn award shows because they don't mean anything anymore. But let's go to this Emmy nomination. They don't mean anything to us, but in the industry, they do mean something. And the only thing in the industry that's making any sort of waves right now are good streaming shows. Okay. And Jon Favreau makes one of the best, The Mandalorian. And I can't wait to see Ahsoka. I can't wait to see the Book of Boba Fett. This is going to be outrageously awesome stuff. Bad Batch was fine so far. And I am very much in feeling that Disney really wants to win that Emmy. They want to win it. Favreau wants to win it. What is that? Favreau wants to win it. I want to win it for them. You know, Gina was part of the cast. She's an integral part of the cast. Sure, she didn't show up a lot, but when she was there, she left a mark. Okay? This is why they were planning a new show for her. And it wasn't Rangers of the New Republic, it was something else. And no, it's the investor meeting is on Thursday. Okay, I think I mentioned that before, but yeah, it's on Thursday, so we're not gonna hear anything, which is interesting. I mean, Thursday is the day that firings and big announcements, Thursday or Friday. Hell, today even, Mondays. Hello, Diamond. How you doing? They want to win this, and they want Gina to be part of it. And if this is a gesture of peace, saying we made a mistake, if this is a mea culpa, what is the problem? There are people out there I don't really think care as much about the franchise as they should. They want to bitch about it. and they want to bitch about Disney. Fine. I believe that the world needs Star Wars. Lucas era type Star Wars. Okay. Not bullshit. Doesn't need any more whining. We all whine enough. Okay. And it's really kind of sad, when people don't understand that. I mean, this is about saving our culture. Gina's part of that. And I'm also going to add this. And I really hope people from Midnight's Edge are watching. I really hope that there are other people watching and to get the word out. Ben Shapiro is really not that big of a deal. So, Ben Shapiro, okay? And, are we going to like it when Gina finds herself in the conservative ghetto with Kevin Sorbo and Scott Baio, who are not nearly, I think, the talents that she is, as talented as she is? Please hit the likes. Please, please, please. We really got to think about this Ben Shapiro thing. I probably would have said, you go talk to him. Be very careful about making a deal until we know what's really going on. Keep your options open, because from what Cameron has said, now Cameron hasn't been on in a while. People went from Gina Carano, blah blah blah. Glad she's gone too. She's a really nice girl. I really like her. What she posted wasn't bad. It wasn't anti-Semitic at all. And these are powerful people in the film industry. But if you start making movies with someone like Ben Shapiro, you could easily get yourself ghettoized and put off in a little place you can't get out of. And you're right, C-Man, she does. So my opinion is it's good that she's got this. It's good that she's got this thing, and they're looking at scripts and doing all the rest of the stuff and la la la, that's great. But if Disney comes back and says, oh, I know, I had to do it though. I had to. I hate him. So there you go. Disney comes back and says, I know, we need you. We want you back. Jon Favreau says, we want you back. You go back. You don't argue. And I'm going to tell you something. I think she does know that. Again, why would you antagonize Bob Iger? Rar, back at you, Mazuris. Why would you antagonize Bob Iger? That wasn't her being antagonistic. It was her, let's go real quick into the story group, because my husband just brought the what? CNN, I don't understand what that is. So, oh yeah, massively better contract. Heart of the Jedi was pulled Saturday night. Or no, yesterday. From Amazon. You think people were embarrassed at the story group? They were getting their asses kicked. One guy in particular was whining about it on the reviews. And it's too bad you can't answer the reviews, because I would have said, hey, Pablo, shut the fuck up. They didn't keep the money. It was going to charity, I think. So, it's very interesting. Perfectly well that book, it's not, they pulled it. It's not being sold at all. I got one copy. There's actually a copy on eBay being sold. The starting bid is $550. I'm like, you know, I would have bought like 5 copies and sold them for $50 a piece. You know, I mean, that's as high as I would have gone on that one. But, I really don't think that spending that much money on that book is worth it. It's a good book. I'm reading it. It is. It's interesting. It's a very interesting take. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, see, man, I did a video about him. Yeah, I saw that guy. His name is Cam something, and he is a pianist, a keyboard player, and a steel drum player. He's a musician. I also think he was the model for the trans non-binary twins for the High Republic. You know, um, but I want to go back to Gina. A lot of people are going, well, independent movies, blah blah blah. Well, Spielberg did start out with making independent movies. If you've ever seen Duel, if you haven't seen Duel, get it and watch it. It's a good movie. It's scary AF. That was the first movie he ever directed, and he directed it with oh god, Dennis. Oh shit, the guy who played McCloud, Dennis. Shit. Um. And then and they're talking about independent movies. Dennis Weaver, yeah. They're talking about how these guys got started. I think everybody that's a director nowadays got started directing. Hey, Senator Dave, directing independent movies. All right, I mean everybody. So that in of itself is interesting, and the industry does need to innovate. But I look at I got that Disco Dolly, yeah. But I look at Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn, and several others. That's good, John 42. As people who can take Hollywood into the future. It's not going to be the wokesters. It's going to be people who are actually creative. It was, I think, probably pulled because Lucasfilm was getting embarrassed. I mean, they were getting humiliated. The sales, that book never left the top 100 bestsellers. I mean, top 100 best sellers. So it's one of those things. It's like, so I'm pretty sure that Lucasfilm and probably Del Rey Books said, can you please, nah, it's really hurting our sales. You know, not that I would think that actually their sales needed anything that there wouldn't be anything that would actually help their sales because their sales suck anyway. No one wants that shit. Okay? And we got, Pablo's back on Twitter. In fact, I'm bored. Let's go see what he's doing. What do you guys think? You want to go and see what the Pobster's doing? That jackass? I don't know why I do this, but I think I do it just to try to get clues into things that are happening. When you're dealing with people who aren't smart but are clever, it's one of those things where you're like, you know, okay, I love it when why do you do this to me? Why? Why? Stop it. No, I don't want Microsoft Edge on my Mac PowerBook. Leave me alone. All right. What the hell? Oh, Deseret News. Okay. Okay, so it's this one. Let's go see what he's doing. La la la. Oh, it's Star Wars Day. So now he's got 1,012 followers. 18 hours ago. Okay, so he basically retweeted this thing. This is completely without context, of course, because George basically said they're for everybody, including people, the kids, and all of us. Um, um, what is he talking about? He's just, it's really interesting, but he's not getting into any,
Yeah. Oh man. Oh boy.
he's not getting into any controversies here. Very interesting, but I do think there's going to be a big announcement. Um, as an ally, well, let's go back and look at his bio. Um, so, ooh, he doesn't have any pronouns in his bio, and he basically posted it said pronouns are up for debate or something like that. There's something weird about this. Um, he wants to be public. I don't get it. Um, he hasn't tweeted since last night on that particular thing. Let's try Matt Martin missing words. Oh shit. Shit. Okay. Well, this might actually be a short, might actually be a short live thing because I just spilled my soda everywhere. Doot. Such is a life of Steph. Oh boy, it's all over the floor too. That's great. Oh boy, this is great. Oh boy. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get this straightened up as much as I can, and while I'm talking to you guys, it's very interesting. When I get done with this, we'll look at Matt Martin, and then I'm gonna have to shut down because my husband walked in and he's on the phone. I think at work with work, but that is kind of meaningless when it comes to that stuff. I mean, who knows? Oh boy, it got inside. Jeez, jeez, stop it. This is ridiculous. God bless America. Holy cow. I mean, this stuff went everywhere. Yeah. So, stop it. I feel like I'm talking to my dog right now. He was a funny boy today. So, we had my mom-in-law over yesterday, and I made steaks. It rained, so I couldn't grill them. I put them in the cast iron and seared them there for 4 minutes on each side. They were big ones too. They weren't little ones. They're big, thick steaks, and they were good eating. I used garlic, rosemary, butter, and thyme, and just kind of did my thing. It was pretty cool. Anyway, okay, let's find Matt Martin. Okay, not Dean Paul Martin. All right, Matt Martin Twitter. See if they're actually using Twitter much. Okay, so he tweeted 4 hours ago, but that's it. That's the last time. They're being very rare on Twitter. Very rare. And it's like, Pablo looks to me like he's trying to look like a good guy right now or something. I don't know what the strategy is for this because this is not his official, like his own account, like the one that he likes to cause trouble on. This is a different one. This was an account that was a troll account because I found it once, and it wasn't active. Right now it is, and he's gaining followers over 1,000 by now, but he's only following 3 people: Star Wars, Marvel, and himself. And of course, he's still attacking Star Wars fans for liking Star Wars. He doesn't get it. He doesn't. The guy's got to go. I mean, I'm gonna beat that drum until he is gone. Period. I can't do that. I can't. I can't. I can't. I don't think any of us should have to put up with that shit from him. Even even him being there without causing trouble makes Lucasfilm look bad because there's the he will never live down what he's done to people. He will never. He makes everybody look bad because of his behavior. Okay? And if Tom's right, and it was Pablo who did all that stuff, and Jay kind of hinted that Pablo was one that caused Gina all that trouble. Yeah, yeah. Hey Dave, how you doing? So anyway, I really think we have to start, and I'm gonna kind of push this out there. I really think that we need to start a movement for Hidalgo to be forced out. Okay? I really, really do. All right? And the reason is this. It's to the point where he's a cartoon. This has become ridiculous. He doesn't do any. I mean, again, even if he's not antagonizing people, there's still the past. And despite people like him trying to say, well, kill it if you have to, you can't kill it because it's there. He did it. Okay? And Disney and Lucasfilm never, ever, ever intended, till they got caught, to address it. They'd slap his hand, he'd scurry off into a private Twitter account, come back and do shit again. And he's really just a horrible person. And I can't imagine the work environment at Lucasfilm when he's around. He's it's one of those things where he's got a lot of not right up there, you know? And I think it manifests in ways on the internet because he can get away with it. He can be a bully on the internet. I guarantee you, if you ran into that guy and, I mean, Gina proved it. He's a chicken shit. He's a coward. He's a physical coward. And I can't respect a man like that. I can't. And I really think it's time now to start pressuring Disney and the Bobs to fire him. In fact, if anybody out there can get the call-in phone number for Thursday, I want to call in, and if they take, and because I want to ask a question. Hey, Bone, I want to ask, all this stuff with Kathleen Kennedy, blah, 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 but one of the other true culprits and the failures going on at Lucasfilm and all the money being left on the table is Pablo Hidalgo, who's been basically terrorizing fans for years, you know, and that's something that Disney's really going to have to look at. He really, really, really needs to go. And the way you get their attention and the way you get them to say something is to, Bob, you know, what about Pablo? You know, we know Kennedy's whatever. There's also, oh, and by the way, on Indiana Jones front, I saw a news article on the Indiana Jones Facebook page that they're going to be filming in Scotland. So it looks to me like it might be Indiana Jones and the Spear of Destiny. Look up the Spear of Destiny. It's a very interesting book. In fact, I'm going to tell you this. I think it's not going to be Mads Mikkelsen. Will be the other guy whose name I can't remember right now. But I think he might actually be playing the Roman soldier. Okay, because he kind of looks like one, and he kind of looks like one how you'd imagine a Roman soldier to look. And the reason, and I really think that a story like that is something people need. All right, what? Oh, okay, real quick, the story surrounding the Spear of Destiny. The Spear of Destiny was a pilum, which is what the Romans called their spears, and it was used by a Roman legionnaire to pierce the side of Christ when he was on the cross. And it became a mythological object. In fact, it's actually there is a piece of Roman of archaeological piece of a Roman spear that people are convinced is that spear. What happened is a Roman soldier got, of course, you remember the Gospels, got hit with water coming from the side of Christ and blood. The story goes is that he never died. He would live until Christ came back again, until the second coming. Right? Yeah, the Lance of Longinus, the Spear of Destiny. It's a very interesting idea. I think it would actually work for Indy. You know, there are people out there that are convinced that, you know, the Holy Grail, again, is in Scotland, but we already found it. It could also be something to do with Excalibur. Okay? Think about it. Arthur Excalibur, that would be cool too. It just, you know, so yeah, this is, it's going to be very interesting. But going back to Gina, I really think that if we push and start a movement to remove Hidalgo and the story group, like if he goes out, they'll all go from Lucasfilm. That yeah, please guys hit the like button. That that'll help. That'll help get Gina back. Yes, it does, John 42. It really, really does. And every time Indy went after an artifact that wasn't of Judeo-Christian origins, everyone's like, you know, I liked Temple of Doom. I liked Crystal Skull. Now I've got, actually, I see 16 likes on mine. But yeah, if you guys go in and, oh, he wanted, Treacher, he wanted everything. I mean, Uncle Adolf was, you know, he was collecting as much art and artifacts as he could. He was a very, he was into the occult. He was into pagan worship. He wasn't, you know, he'd forgotten, long forgotten his Catholic upbringing. it's really interesting to me. In fact, I got into it today. At Disney parks, two of the vehicles from the Last Crusade are there. They're just there, and they have the markings of German army back from the late 30s. The markings on them, and this girl, a guy kind of put up a joking thing. I don't think he meant any harm. This obviously this left-wing Jewish girl starts screaming about it, and then you're not talking about history anymore. You're talking about her, because suddenly it has nothing to do with the fact of the historical significance of those two. They're movie props. Those props. It's all about her. Now the admins removed the entire thread, but I find it very interesting that they would that she would take as far as she did. I was told she called me stupid, and right before I dropped my nuclear bomb on her head, they removed the thread, and I was like, "Damn it!" All right, Chris Corkum, who were you talking about? You like him sometimes. I, you know, this is going to be interesting. I mean, the Force of Light Entertainment just put up a video about Gina. Drunk insists they don't talk about Star Wars or anything like that. So, like I said, he may not know anything about this. And I think she's wise not to talk about it to him. It's very interesting to me. And I'm going to say this: if they offer her role back and offer her a big contract and she doesn't take it, I'm going to be really mad at her. I'm going to be really, really mad. Because I think that she's a bigger person, and that carrying grudges around when you've got something as important as Star Wars hanging in the balance is bullshit. Okay? That is bullshit. All right? And I would tell her that if they offer you that job back and you don't take it, I'm going to be incredibly angry at you. Oh, I know. And that's the thing. I mean, I look at the Emmy noms and her toys coming back and into Walmart, even though he was like, big deal. They were always at Disney Springs. It's like, and those books, Mandalorian novels and stuff just suddenly reappeared again. And were I guess, published. And we're still trying to figure out if she's mentioned. So I think the uncanceling is happening, but it's going to be up to her to do the right thing. And the right thing is for Jon Favreau, for the cast, for the fans, and the franchise, and the legacy. All right? Yeah, that's a lot to bear. But you know what? We all get our moments of heavy duty decision making. And if it all goes gone, and I think we can make that happen if we all work together, along with Kennedy, then there's no reason she shouldn't come back. All right? Disney, and I think Disney's starting to realize that Twitter's a shithole. That it's caused way too many problems for them. But there you go. Anyway, I am gonna go. I thought I would be off here sooner. Yes, and the story group was humiliated by the heart of the Jedi. Big time. and it was hilarious. But that's why they deleted and took the book down. You know, I mean, that's what I assume because I haven't heard anything else, anything to make me think it's any other reason. You know. Anyway, I wanted to address this. We just got to keep going on, but I really think we need to start fire Pablo Hidalgo hashtags and see if we can get it trending. All right, and make sure Disney sees it. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.